Joe, thank you for spending time with us. I know this is always a busy time of the year as we tape this towards the end of March. Of course, you're gearing up for primary and general election, but your work never ends. There's always a few curveballs, and this year is no exception this spring. Talk about what's going on with election staff.
No, you're exactly right, and thanks for having us today. Of course, we've got the election they're preparing for, but we've also got a Las Vegas special election going on in Ward 5. So we're ready to support that. Early voting starts soon, and we're looking to get that under our belt, as well as some other work going on with some recalls and petition work.
A special election like that, does that change, is that easier, I should say, during an election year like this, if it would be during a non-election year?
Well, I don't know if it makes it any easier. My staff is ready to go with any type of election need. It just makes it a little more difficult in that we're doing things for the general public that we're not used to doing in this time frame. But we're ready, and we'll be able to support in the next coming weeks.
What we're going to see in elections 2018, I know you're very excited about, are voting centers, making it as easy as possible for the voters to go and cast a ballot wherever they want.
That's exactly right. We're very excited about vote centers. We've actually started that work in that with the cities. Last year we supported all 4 of the cities that we support, North Las Vegas, Henderson, Las Vegas, and Boulder City, using vote centers. So going countywide this year, we've been looking forward to that and providing more access to voters.
That's what it's all about, isn't it, Joe? Is making it as simple for people to cast their ballot as possible?
That's exactly right, in both the voter registration area and now in the voting. So instead of having one polling place on election day, voters will now have 172 locations to choose from, countywide, according to what they're doing that day. So we're very excited about making that change.
And when they come to their polling place, or any polling place, they will not see those old voting machines that you have over your shoulder, but behind here are new voting machines. But that's not going to make any difference for people coming to cast their ballots.
That's exactly right, Randy. Not for the voter. It's basically the same process. They've got a larger touchscreen to use. The process is the same. They'll get a voter card when they sign in, and they still have the voter verified paper audit trail that they can review when all of their selections are done. On the administrative side, there are a tremendous number of tools that we've added to our process. So we're very excited also about the new system.
The one thing is your new electronic poll book, and again, that helps you on this side of the voting thing. Talk a little bit about that and how that will help your staff or help the election.
Yes, with the electronic poll book, basically for the voter, that's what they're used to seeing when they vote early. We have a computer system that's hooked up real time to our system for our voter registration, and now we have enough of that equipment to use on election day. So that is what gives us the ability to provide the vote centers to voters, the electronic poll book. And there's increased security there too with the new software that we're using. So again, all of the new implementations are leading 3 big changes this year, but for the voter there should be no change other than more service.
Something that you've run in the last election, or maybe the last couple elections, I'm not sure, Joe, is our e-sample ballots. Everyone, of course, is entitled to a ballot. You basically mail out a sample ballot to everybody for primary and for general elections. But you're saying now that voters can request those sample ballots through electronic mail. Why are we doing this?
Yes, that's exactly right. We're able to save a few taxpayer dollars there, save some trees. It's environmentally friendly, obviously. So for the voters who choose to, they can go on to register voter services, I should say, and log in and choose to receive their sample ballot through their email instead of through the mail, which saves paper and postage, obviously. They also gain the benefit of receiving that sample ballot a little bit earlier than you would if you received it in the mail. And in fact, we're nearing $100,000 that we've saved with that program. So it's been successful, and we're hoping to see it continue to grow.
And many people do that. They use those e-sample ballots to see exactly where they're going to vote, use that as a template when they come to their polling place. There's no reason they couldn't bring their phone with that e-sample ballot on there into the polling place with them.
That's exactly right. We do allow the voters to take a look at their sample ballot. It wouldn't make sense to the voter if we said they could get the sample ballot electronically and then not allow them to use it. So yes, they can look at their device while they're voting.
Once again, you're just trying to make things as seamless and as easy as possible for the person going to the polls.
That's exactly right. That's always our effort.
Something I think that is also new this year, which the legislature has helped pass a law as far as this one goes, as far as mail ballot requirements. Now, if you're 65 years or older or have disabilities, you can request a ballot permanently. You'll send a ballot to the individual?
That's exactly right. Normally voters have to apply every January leading into an election for a mail ballot if they want to receive it that year. But now they can apply if they're 65 or older, or if they're disabled, to receive a mail ballot permanently. So that makes it much more convenient for them, and those mail ballot applications are available on our website.
And is this just one time you need to do this then?
That's exactly right. Thanks for making that clear. Yes, one time you make that application, and from now on, as long as your address doesn't change, then you'll be receiving a mail ballot for future elections, whether it's municipal or in an even year.
Talk about some of the dates that are coming up, some of the milestone dates that are coming up in 2018 for you and for the voters.
We have early voting coming in the primary. That's going to be May 26th through June 8th. And then, of course, Election Day is on June 12th. And then remember that the general election follows soon after, and early voting goes from October the 20th through November the 2nd, with Election Day coming on the 6th. So those are important dates, and so that's why it's important that you make sure and check your voter registration. We have a multitude of tools on our website, and I definitely invite all registered voters to visit that website, www.ClarkCountyNV.gov/vote. You can get all of the information that relates to your voter registration on that website, as well as all of the schedules for early voting and Election Day.
Have you seen any, there's excuse me, a number of offices up for election this cycle. Did we see an increased number in any specific location as far as people filing to run for office this go-round, Joe?
We saw an increase in the congressional district race. There are several more candidates running than normally do. But as far as the rest of the candidate filing period, it was fairly normal compared to other years.
Does it make any difference to you as far as the number of people that are on the ballot?
No, not really.
Okay.
As far as we're concerned, it's just a matter of making sure that the ballots are accurate. So having a few more candidates just means that we have to proof a few more offices, but that doesn't make any difference for my staff. What's critical to us is that we're accurate in the work that we do.
I imagine now, and I've seen a lot of people outside your office here today, that training and things like that are coming in. A lot of people don't realize that it's not all permanent election employees that conduct elections here in Clark County. Talk a little bit about the training and what will be leading up into the months for the primary and the general election.
Yes, leading into any major election, believe it or not, we only have 35 full-time employees. There are literally thousands of people that have to come in and train to either sign people in, monitor the voting machines, or be a team leader. Now with the addition of the electronic poll book, we're recruiting people who are willing to come in and are comfortable working with computers to set up the laptops on Election Day. There's also been an increase in pay for our poll workers. So when you invite anybody who's willing to work, we provide the training, and of course you'll have to come to training and then you'll have a long day's work on Election Day. But there will be over 3,000 people working the polls once we go to vote, and 400 or 500 people will come in and support the early voting period for 14 days.
Are you still looking for training or for employees for those elections, Joe?
Certainly. And if you're interested in working, call 702-455-VOTE and ask to speak with the recruiting division, and they'll be happy to give you the information you need.
All right. We sure appreciate you taking some time with us and doing this very important job. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.